All right, last thing we're going to talk about today is some application with these polynomial operations, which is going to set us up for success later on when we're trying to actually solve equations. Okay, so over here we have a cylinder, and it's okay if you've forgotten how to find the volume of a cylinder. The volume of a cylinder formula is pi r squared h, and that simply comes from knowing how to find the area of a circle, which is pi r squared, and then we times it by the height. All right, so let's fill in what we know. Oops. We are trying to find this, so we're going to leave pi alone. Don't change it to 3.14. Leave it as pi. The radius is going to be this x minus 2 expression on the circle, and our height will be this 3x minus 4. Now, one thing I will bring your attention to is we want this in standard form, so we have to multiply all this out. So some words of advice: start with powers first, and also don't mess with pi until the end. Leave it alone until your very end of the problem. So x minus 2 squared, remember, means x minus 2 times x minus 2. And then we're going to multiply that times 3x minus 4. Now again, some advice: start with what was squared. That will make your life a little bit easier. So we're going to have pi times, that's going to be 4 terms, x squared minus 2x, and then minus 2x plus 4. Again, just like we've done previously, if you can combine like terms, I recommend it. So right here we have this negative 2x and negative 2x, which are going to add up to negative 4x. And then plus 4. And then finally we're going to multiply this by 3x minus 4. Now again, if you like the box method, you can use the box method. If you like my version of stacking, you're welcome to do that, or you can just write them next to each other. Completely your call. I'm probably going to do a little stacking just because that makes sense for me. So I'm going to do x squared times 3x, which is going to be 3x cubed. And then I'm going to have negative 4x squared. And then I'm going to do negative 4x times 3x, which is negative 12x. Maybe I'll just put it next to each other. Negative 12x squared. And then we'll do negative 4x times negative 4, which is 16x. And then finally 4 times 3x, which is 12x. And 4 times negative 4. So again, we're going to combine things. These are going to combine, and these are going to combine. So pi times 3x cubed minus 16x squared plus 28x minus 16. And then finally, we're going to distribute this pi. Now, we're going to be very strategic in where we place it. We're going to place it between the number, but before the variable. So on each one of these, we're going to place it before the number, after the number, but between the variable. Okay, so on here, we're going to say that volume equals 3 pi x cubed minus 16 pi x squared plus 28 pi x minus 16 pi. And because this is volume, whatever the units are, but we are going to cube them. Volume is cubic units. So that would be our volume right there. So 3 pi x cubed minus 16 pi x squared plus 28 pi x minus 16 pi. All right, last one. Write a polynomial in standard form that represents the area of the shaded region. Now, when we're thinking about this problem, we need to be a little strategic. I can see I have a rectangle, so I know I'm going to need an area of a rectangle. An area of a rectangle is length times width. I'm also going to need an area of a triangle, and I hope you remember that the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Now, I have this gray section and I have this cutout. So in order to find my answer, I'm going to have to take the area of the rectangle, which is the big piece, and deduct from it the area of the triangle, which is that little piece. So let's find our values first. Let's find what the area of the rectangle is and the area of the triangle is, and then we can do our subtraction. So our area of the rectangle is going to be 2x plus 6 times 2x plus 1, which when we multiply this out, and hopefully you're getting a little better at multiplying by now. Okay, this one I probably would not do the box method on, but you can. So that's my area of my rectangle. Okay, and then I'm going to find the area of my triangle. So 1/2, my base is 2x minus 4, my height is 3x. Now don't go crazy and multiply the 1/2 times everything. You pick 2. So if you want to start with the 1/2, you can, just multiply 2 of them together. Okay, so if I multiply these together, I get x minus 2, and then multiply by 3x. If you multiply everything by 1/2, that's like saying 2 times 3 times 4 and saying, oh, that's 2 times 3 and 2 times 4. It doesn't work that way. That's bad math. Okay, so just do 2 of them at a time. This ends up giving me 3x squared minus 6x. So there are my 2 areas. And so now I'm going to take my area of my rectangle. So I'm going to take that 4x squared plus 14x plus 6, and I'm going to subtract from it the 3x squared minus the 6x. Now again, you need to make sure that you distribute that negative. So 4x squared plus 14x plus 6 is fine, but minus 3x squared plus 6x. A lot of students make silly mistakes there. So our final answer would be 4x squared minus 3x squared is x squared. 14x plus 6x is 20x. And then plus 6, which is our constant. Okay, so that's what we have there. And then don't forget your units. This is units squared because this is an area. And there's our answer.